Hey guys, welcome to the video, and today I was thinking of doing a video about building in Fortnite. So, building is a key aspect in Fortnite. It's one of the only games which involves fighting and building, apart from a couple of others, but the build mechanics in this game are very unique. So I was thinking of just doing a video talking through them, showing you what they can do, showing you how to use them, and hopefully it's of some use to some people. So, if you are watching this video, you're probably already good at Fortnite, because I know the majority of people who watch my channel I've played with, and they're decent. But this video is really aimed at people who have just started playing, people who may not even play but are just interested, or even people who are good at the game and are good and just want to brush up their skills on building. So in this video I'm just going to be talking through what you can do with builds and when to use them. So anyway, let's get straight into the video. So, first of all, there are 4 types of builds. There are walls, which give you protection from anywhere in front of the build, and then obviously you can build them all around you to give you full protection, so that covers you from the sides. You've got floors, which are probably the least useful in the way that you might not need them right now, because there's another ground, the solid ground right beneath it, but especially if you're high up in a base, you'll want to put one of these down to stop being shot. So yeah, obviously they are useful to hold you in a base, but they might not always be useful on ground level. Pyramids, or triangles, whatever you want to call them, these are probably the most diverse builds, and they're probably the least used, but I really like them because of the amount of things you can do with them and the different edits, so I'll be getting to these ones soon. And ramps, which are probably my favourite, which obviously help you get height, you can go upwards in them, and they're also good for editing, and you can make different types of staircases. So, before I get any further, I just want to explain that there are 3 different types of builds in Fortnite. So you've got floors, all of this stuff here, but you've also got 3 different building types. So you've got wood here, which you can see has 150 health, and if I whack it with my axe, it does 75 damage. So you see, you can sort of see through it now, it's gone a bit blue. But if you wanted to repair it, you see options coming up on my screen for 3 wood, but I've got infinite wood, but usually in a game you'd have limited mats. But right here it's saying I can repair this wall for 3 wood, and for me I have to press down R3, but for some people it may be different. So anyway, you hold that down, and you can see now it's healing, there's sort of medical crosses coming out of it, and you see now it's back to full health. So that's wood. Brick has 300 health. And you see if I whack this, it once again does 75 damage, but because it's got more durability, it's still got 225 health left. But you can see as I hit it, more and more of it's exposed, and if you hit those weak spots, the circles in the middle, I think they do double the amount of damage. So if we just build a wood wall here, if we hit it once to get it down to 71, then hit it again, you can see it did quite a lot of damage there. Although I know that it was only on 75 health anyway. So that's brick, and now we have metal. So metal has 500 health. It's by far the strongest, but probably the hardest to get in terms of when you hit stuff, it gives you metal, it gives you the least. But you can see, once again, if I hit it, it does 75 damage, but if I now hit this blue spot, it's done about 150 damage there. My maths is probably off, but you see that did a lot more damage. But once again, I can repair it using 3 metal. And it gets less see-through as it heals. You see that bit just patched up. This will get patched up in a sec. And there we go. So those are the 3 different types of builds. But anyway, different edits you can do on builds. So edits are ways that you can change your build to make it more adapted to the playstyle that you want at that moment. So with walls, the most basic thing you can probably edit with them is a window. So if I hold my edit button, you can change how long it takes to hold down edit. If I changed my edit settings all the way up to hold for 0.200 seconds, it would have taken about now. It would have taken a bit longer to actually get into this edit screen. But you see now that I'm here, you have these 9 blue squares. And if you press one in, that basically gets rid of that part of the build. And you can only do this in certain places. You can't just do it on any of the 9 squares. It has to be a place where a hole would be available, and you can select multiple squares at once, but just for the sake of a window, I'm just gonna press R2 or the shoot button on the build that I want to get rid of, the part of the build I want to get rid of. I've got a thing called confirm edit on release, which means as soon as I take my finger off R2, it will take me out of edit mode and do the edit that I want it to do. But what some people might want is you can let go of R2, but it stays in edit mode just so that you can check your builds. But personally, it's a lot quicker for editing if you do confirm edit on release. Anyway, so I'm going to release now, and you see now there's a hole where that square was in the middle, which is a window which I can now shoot through. Which can be quite good for hitting people if they're just behind the build but you couldn't quite get to them without having to run around. So that's probably the most basic thing you can do with a wall. And if you do an edit like this, but then you don't want to get sniped from maybe another angle over there, you can go into edit mode again. For me, I press R1 to reset, but I think the default button to reset is pressing in R3. So anyway, I would press that. And you see now it's reset my build so they're all blue again. So now if I go out of edit mode, it will patch up the hole in the middle. So you see I can no longer shoot through it because it just takes shots from my shotgun. So anyway, that's how you make a simple edit and release. But the other edits you can do with a wall. So obviously you can do a window in the middle. You can also do windows either side at the end. So you see if someone's right here, you could hit them if there was like a wall here so you couldn't get to them. And you can also do a wall here. Okay, so for the slightly more difficult edits, I'll start with the sort of corner edit. So if you go into edit mode and select these four here, this is going to create an archway, sort of a one-sided archway which you can walk through. So you see if I let go now, it's taken the builds that I got rid of, done before there, so now I've sort of got a bit of a walkway to go through. And so obviously if I run it another one, can do that, and then you see I've got a little archway here, which obviously I wouldn't have if all of my builds were reset. And obviously I can do that the other side as well. I can do that, reset, and then do that, and reset. So that's how you make an archway, which is probably the easiest way for getting out of a build quickly. Because if you look at the time it takes to destroy it, if we just let this get up to full health, if you're trying to get out of a box quickly, this is just wood, remember, metal would take a lot longer. But if you want to get out, instead of going 1, 2, and then running out, what you could do is just get your wall. Obviously, the more you practice, the quicker you're going to get. So you want to get out quickly, you just go, you go, bum. No, you go bum 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 and you're out. Obviously, if you don't muck up the edit, it's a lot quicker. But yeah, so just bum 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 and you're done. I know I'm not the quickest editor, and I'm not really in a good position to teach this video just because I'm not the greatest at Fortnite, but I just thought it might just be a fun video to make, and I hope it is of some use to someone. So anyway, so we've done the window edit, we've done the archway edit. You can also make it so you just have one strand of the build remaining. So if I go into edit mode and select 6 out of the 9 in straight lines, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then let go, you see that I've created just one single line going down here. Which is also another way of getting through. It takes a bit longer, so obviously I can do that at the other side. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you see I've got that there. So once again, it is another quick way of getting out of builds, but I would recommend if you want to get out quickly, just going bum bum bum, and then you're out there. But that is something else you can do, and if you're building a map in creative, or you're even just trying to make a build look nice in a main game, doing this edit here, you go up, 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 down, you have sort of a nice pillar here. And yeah, there's a couple more that you can do with walls. As you can see, you can't edit this one here because it would say that you've got rid of it, but if I let go, it's not going to let me do that, because you can only have windows in the middle layer. So you can't destroy all of them, and I can't go like a diagonal line or anything. You see, it has to be something that would be possible, like that corner edit. But I think one of the last things that you can do is you can make it so that you just have a sort of mini cover to hide behind down here. So if I go into build mode and select 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so the top 6, or going along horizontally for the upper 2 layers, then let go, you see that I have some cover here. So it's only a third of the normal height, because obviously these are 2/3 higher. If I do that, oh no, that's not even an edit. I'm mucking up my edits. But basically this one is 2/3 higher than this one. But you can see it doesn't quite cover me, and I could easily get headshot sniped from anywhere because my head's poking out. But if you were trying to build maybe a sky base, you know, like one of those really thin sky bases, or even if you just wanted some shorter walls, you could always do a build, get rid of the top 2 layers, and then you'd have a smaller box around you. And I might as well say here that you can also do a thing called pre-editing, which is where, so if I go into build mode, it will automatically go to my wall. If I wanted to do it with any other type, I'd have to place it, then get rid of it, then it would go back to that. But if I did want to do it for a wall, so say I haven't built anything yet, I go into build mode, and you see I've got the outline, the sort of, what's it called? Translucent outline of a build here, which I can walk through. Well, you know, it's not an object that's going to stop me from going forwards, but basically this is a way to pre-edit a build so that once you place it down, it's always a certain way. So if I did want these smaller walls like this one here, I could go into the pre-edit, go into edit mode, do the 1 2 3 1 2 3. So you see now when I want to place builds, it automatically goes to that smaller wall here. So now if I wanted a smaller base, I could automatically have it without every time having to go 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then you see how that's a lot easier. So yeah, that's called a pre-edit. And so obviously, yeah, if you wanted to do it for a ramp, you just place the ramp, destroy it, then you'd have the pre-edit of a ramp. But yeah, I think there's one more thing that you can do with walls, and that's if you go 1 2 3. So you sort of do the pillar shape one end. Obviously you can do this the other end as well. But then if you get rid of the top layer and the rest of the middle layer, so basically that smaller wall but with one gone in the corner, you have an even smaller wall where you've got a hole in the bottom corner. It can either be that side, or if I wanted to do it this side, you see, oh, I've made a slightly bigger one. And this one, as you can see, does completely cover me. But yeah, I don't really know when you'd want to use this one. This is slightly more useful than the very small one, which we just had a second ago. But yeah, so just to recap, for walls you can have a window there, there, oh, or there. You can have the sort of archway. Oh, okay. Well, you can have the pillar either side. So if you go 1 2 3 4 5 6, you've got that pillar there. Now let's do the archway. I always fall off. Make sure that when you do your edits, because you can increase your sensitivity for being in build mode or edit mode, and I've increased my edit mode sensitivity a lot. So you see, this is my sensitivity normally, and now I'm in edit mode, it's a lot faster. And that's just in the settings. If you just go into settings, and you should have, if we just go over to sensitivity, yeah, so build mode sensitivity multiplier and edit mode sensitivity multiplier. And this is basically, on the white line would be your normal sensitivity, but this means that when I'm in edit mode, I edit 2.5 times faster, or my sensitivity is 2.5 times faster than my default sensitivity. So anyway, so you've got these ones, you've got the pillars, and you've got the awkward little sort of smaller wall ones here, which you can see I'm not very fast at editing. I think you can get rid of that one. You can get rid of that one and then place one down there. Don't quite know how I did that one. But yeah, so obviously it's absolutely the same with brick or metal. You just do your edits. Always remember to reset your builds before. So you see, if I've got a window here and I'm trying to place another one, it won't let me do that yet, just because I need to reset this build first. So reset, edit, and once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite quick to edit. So circle trigger, circle R1, you see it's kind of, you get quicker at it. And obviously, because wood has less durability, if I edit then reset, you see that's going up quite fast and it will reach its max health fast. But you can see my bricks are still healing up. And if I do that with metal, it's going to take ages to get up to 500 health, because you see it's only just got up to 100 now, when the wood would usually be done by now. And obviously it's the same if you hit it. So anyway, that's walls. So now we have floors. So floors are quite straightforward, because as you can see, when I go into edit mode, you only have 4. sort of squares. And so with floors, you can basically make it so that one bit's disappeared or go diagonally. So if I have my floor here and I want to get rid of this quarter here, I can just hold it. I can just go into edit mode, R2 on that square, and you can see now we've got a floor, but without this part of the floor here. You can see it sort of makes a mini half walls there. And this might just be quite fun if you're on a build with some friends and you want to edit them down. Maybe your friend's standing there and you're on a sky base and you edit them down. It can be quite funny. And obviously I can do that here, I can do it here, and I can do it here. You can also do 2 at a time. So if I wanted sort of a, what do you call it? I don't really know what to call it. But if I wanted to get rid of these 2 here, 1, 2, you see I sort of have a, what do you call it? Sort of a half wall going along this side here. And obviously if I wanted to do that this side, I've got this half wall. Oh, I need to stop flying. I've got this other half wall here. So that's pretty much all you can do with floors. There's one other thing you can do which is quite difficult to do. You can go diagonally, so you have this one and this one. But I think there is probably an easier way to do this, and this is why I said I'm probably not the best person to do this. But if you go 1, 2, 3, oh, that's one other thing you can do. You can do 3 out of the 4, so that you just have 1 quarter here, which is quite a nice sort of rounded wall. So that's something else you can do, and you can go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. You can do that in each of the corners. But something else you can do, which is quite cool. If you go 1, 2, 3, 3, and then let go. And then go to this one here and confirm. You see I have sort of a diagonal bridge, if you like, which is quite nice. And so you can't, I don't think that you can go diagonally, because if I try going diagonally here, oh, you can. Okay, it just takes quite a lot of precision. But you see if I'm in a rush and I go like that, it edits for 1 in the corner. So okay, I can do it now. That's great. I've never been able to do it before. I'm so happy that happened on video. But anyway, yeah, so you can do the diagonals, you can do 1, you can do both, and that's pretty much what you can do with floors. Pyramids are probably one of the most interesting builds you can edit, just because there's so much you can do with them. So I don't really know where to start with this, so I'm actually going to turn this pyramid into a ramp like this. So if I go into edit mode, once again it's got 4 blue sections here, but obviously this time it's got a what's it called, a rise in the middle. But if I wanted to, if say I was standing on a cone and I wanted to go up, I could edit the back 2, and you can see the sort of outline of what it would look like here, and you see that I basically have another ramp. Obviously the builds are going another way, but apart from that, it's not really any different. So then I could do that, and then I'd have a secure staircase. But I think that's something really cool that you can do with ramps. Because say you're running, and then you build a ramp, you can just go ba-bum, and then you have a ramp. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But yeah, so if we just get rid of those as well. So that's one thing that you can do with a ramp. Something else you can do is you can just do one of the corners, which makes a sort of weird dome sort of thing. You'll just see what I mean. So if I edit that bit there, you see, oh no, sorry, wrong edit. So this one here, you just see all the other blue sections sort of rise up to here. So then you've got quite a nice sort of, if you had another one, you could sort of jump to it. And I think if you go 1, 2, oh no, that's just a reverse staircase. If you stand in the middle of a pyramid and then reset, you can get trapped in the middle of it, which can be a quite good way to hide, although it's quite claustrophobic. So if you go diagonal, oh, there you go. So if you edit all but 1, so if I go 1, 2, 3, you see I've got quite a nice, I don't know what to call this, but quite a nice sort of ramp, but sort of with 2 sections around the side, which can be quite nice to go up. So if I just do that again, you see sort of got this modern art looking structure here, and if I reset now, I should be in the middle. Yeah, you might be able to go diagonally. Let's see if you can go diagonally on one of these. Oh yes, you can make donuts. Doritos, sorry, Doritos. Everybody loves a good Dorito. There's not really any purpose of them. They might be good. They sort of look like a tent shelter, but you could always do that. Then you sort of, it's like being in a pyramid, but with slightly more. room, and obviously I'm going to show here I could get out easily by doing that instead of having to break it. Actually, if I did, another quick way to get rid of builds is just to edit them off like that, although I'm not very good at this one. I need to get faster at this one. There we go. And by the way, I'm just looking at the time, and this might actually have to be a 2-part video, just because I don't want to bore you for an hour straight, and I do want some people to watch this and not just see it's like an hour long and click on it. So I'll finish talking about these builds, then I think I'll do the actual building part in another video, where I actually explain what sort of bases would be good when, and that sort of thing. But anyway, that's pretty much all you can do with pyramids. If you ever wanted to get inside one without having to do an edit already, if you just do that, crouch, and do that, you're inside it. But anyway, that's enough with pyramids. So, ramps. Okay, so with ramps, they always stay as some sort of staircase. Because you can see here, if I go into the edit, it's quite different, because you've got not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got 8 squares, but you can see they're going sort of in a circular shape, and you see these arrows here. So the first thing that I want to show you, you can make the staircase half of its length. So instead of being all this wide, I can go into edit, go boom, boom, then let go, and you see that I've only got half of the ramp here, which is quite good because it sort of has a safety barrier here. And obviously I can walk under it, but you could already. But that's quite good if you just want half a ramp. And I always get confused by this, but the side that you are editing is the side that remains. So if I was standing this side on the ramp, I edit that side, I'll get edited down. So that's quite cool. I don't really know when you'd use that. Maybe to get rid of builds or something, I don't know. You can change the direction that they're going in. So you see this arrow here is going this way. So if I go boom, boom, you see my ramp's now going in that direction. And if I unedit it, if I reset, you see my ramp's now going that way. So if I wanted to reset it to going this way, I'd look down, press R2, look forward, and then let go, or press release. And then you see I'd have a ramp like that. Something else which I really like is staircase, sort of rounded staircases. So if you go into edit mode, you go forward, but then to the left, you can see on the pre-edit here that it's going to make a rounded staircase. And so if I did want to pre-edit one of these, if I just build a ramp, if I wanted to pre-edit this, I could just go boom, boom, and then you could, this isn't really going where I want it. Actually I did that the wrong way around. So if I go, but boom, there we go. So you see now I can build up in a rounded shape, which is quite nice. And it may not be the best, it's not the strongest, and obviously you can fall down the middle if you're not careful. But yeah, I really like that one. It's quite nice just seeing sort of a circular staircase going up. But if I re-edit that, that's going to knock them all down because it was only supported by one side. And what else can you do? You can do 3/4 edits, as I like to call them. So you go up and then round like the one I just showed you, but then back again. And then it does sort of a 2-part staircase, which I think is slightly better than the rounded staircase, because you're going back in the direction you came in, and it's got slightly more support, and it's got this back barrier here. It feels a lot more established, and obviously I'm not the best at going up them. But yeah, once again, if I did go back down here and re-edit my ramp, it would get rid of all the rest, because you can see it's sort of connected sort of here above the ground a bit, so that's why it disconnected. But ramp, so yeah, so you can do half a ramp, you can do the ramp going the other way, so you look to the furthest one, walk backwards, or just look down, and then it's that way. And then obviously you can re-edit, you can reset the build to make it face that way. And then if I wanted to go back, just go forward and then edit. You can do your rounded staircases, you can do your 3/4 staircases like that. And yeah, I think that might be it. I think I may have missed out 1 or 2 edits for these builds, and if there are any edits that I've missed out, please let me know in the comments. Just let me know the name of it or how you do it. I'd be intrigued to know what I'm missing out on. But yeah, so anyway, that is types of builds and the things that you can do with them. Thank you if you're still watching now. I can imagine it was quite a boring video. and I apologise for that, but I hope it has helped at least maybe one newcomer to Fortnite who didn't know about these otherwise. But yeah, so anyway, that's what you can do with builds. I'll show you when to use bases like this and combinations of builds, like a thing called 90s, which I just failed at doing there, and triple ramping, and quadruple ramping, if that's a thing. I think it is a thing, I just can't do it. I think it's where you go like 1, 2, 3... I don't even know. I don't think it is a thing. But anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in part 2, which will hopefully be coming out soon. And I've also recorded a Save the World video, which is probably just a one-off, although if you did enjoy, I will make more. But sort of just a casual video, and I might stream it sometime. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts on it and this video. Anyway, I'm jabbering. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.